Waiting for the stream to go live. We are live. Gunner's Wife, episode 4, Return of the MAGA King. Let's just hang out here for a minute, and we'll make sure everybody is here. And
Make sure that my sound is going.
Yeah, I think your sound is going, but we got to get some feedback from folks. Okay, notifications are coming through. We are live. Gunner's Wife and the MAGA King. Looking for that first comment, and then we will roll. Who's going to be first today? I don't know who's it going to be.
So weird.
All right, it is Leslie Renee. She is first. Congratulations, Leslie. You did it.
Hi, Leslie Renee. Hello.
All right. Yeah, everyone was waiting.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
After what happened last time, we don't want that to happen again.
Yeah, the MAGA King, Vic.
Sounds good. Okay.
All right.
Sure. Okay.
Over to you,
Raphael. Boom. Here we are. Oh gosh. It's going so fast. Karen Ford, yes. Tinny, yes. Okay, guys, we got I think we're loading too much stuff for this show, but we're gonna do it. Let's do it. Welcome back, everyone. So good to see you. Lala HK, hello. Oh yes. Hey y'all. This is the MAGA King and he has returned.
I have returned. Do we like it?
Do we like the beard? He looks like a MAGA King. Hey, you know, the Queen's not the only royal in town.
It's
today.
the ultra MAGA King, right?
Something, or MAGA. Maybe it's MAGA.
Or Magi King.
Diane Kerr, love you. Hello. So good to see you, Diane. MAGA King rocks. All right, guys. Cool.
All right.
Mr. MAGA King.
Okay, everybody. Welcome to episode 4 of the Gunner's Wife Live. We're going to cover a few topics today. We're going to talk about the return of the MAGA King. We're going to talk about possible impeachments of President Biden. We're going to talk a little bit more about Melania and a little bit about the theme of jealousy. We're going to talk a little bit more about George Bush and the funeral. We're going to look at a few memes, and then we're going to take some questions from you all as we go.
Yes, we're going to try to keep this train on the tracks.
Try to keep it on the tracks. Try not to get ID10T fired. And we do need to get some feedback on what color we want ID10T's alien mustache to be. Okay.
Oh.
Super important information.
I don't know if we have time for that, but sure. Shoot.
Yeah, I'll do a whole stream of an hour of mustache stuff. Just kidding.
What?
Okay. All right.
It's the Gunner's Wife, Stephen Nelson. Hello, everyone. Giselle Grimes.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get our first clip queued up, Gunner's Wife, and then you can go ahead and talk about it. Sorry, I already have my first mess up.
Okay, so we've got the theme is the MAGA King for now. We all know that the return of the MAGA King became like a hot topic this week, but I went back and I noticed from our last week's episode that this particular video that I had pulled off Dan Scavino's social media, do you realize that they started this Time magazine cover that they mimicked at Trump 2024? They don't have Trump 2020. They started it at 2024. So the joke that we're about to watch for this video is that it goes up to like year, what is it, like 7,000? Is that true? Do you remember?
I think it goes to 60,000, but we can go ahead and we can roll that video for you.
2024. It's like they knew. So check this out. Watch it again.
And there it is.
So they knew from Trump 2024 is when this thing's going to take off to whatever he like zooms the timeline up. I thought that was really cool. I was like, why did they start it at 2024? Did they know? Of course they did. They know what's going on.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's something there's no coincidences, right? So, got a few good comments there for you. U2 Can says, "Do you think Trump knows the gunner's wife is out there, so he sends messages through you?" Is the question.
I There are some people that know. Uh, but what I will say is just the fact that people know about me means that um, we're all being l- heard. So when you think that you're being crushed and silenced and disenfranchised, just know that the someone has their finger on the pulse. You know, God and then others too. Like this is an us thing. We're all in this together. It's not where I'm just particularly watched or noticed. It's that everybody, I'm just like you guys. So we're all being heard and seen. And um, the great MAGA king is, aware. He's got his finger on the pulse, him and Melania. What a great couple they are.
Speaking of Melania, Melania recently had an interview with Fox News where she was asked if she ever planned on returning to the White House. You want to set that up for us, Gunner's wife?
Um,
Okay, I'll just go ahead and run this clip of Melania.
okay.
Maybe it'll be your home again.
Never say never.
Never say never. And maybe it'll be your home again.
Never say never.
Never say never.
What do we think about that, folks? Would we like to see Melania Trump back in the White House? Interesting. Gunner's wife, can you hear us? Are you good to go over there?
I'm good. I'm trying to fit this clip into our MAGA King theme where it's like Trump forever and then never say never.
There you go.
So I'm looking at our next video because I'm anticipating the Joe Biden clip where he he gaffs into like the most genius gaff.
Yeah. Where's Hunter saying she has a military dress on in that interview? I wonder if she's signaling anything. Well, we'll get the next video queued up.
Hi, Braby.
Okay, here we go again. I'm going to get it. We're going to roll this video.
Under my predecessor, the great MAGA king, Americans have a choice right now between two paths, reflecting two very different sets of values. Is the ultra MAGA plan? Look at their agenda. We need a government focused on what families actually need. Is the ultra MAGA plan? I can taste it. So I urge all Americans to think about the path I've laid forward. Which path is right for you and for your family, and quite frankly, for America? Let's build on the extraordinary process and progress we've made.
I've spoken of 1,000 points of light for the New World Order.
Okay, which
Wow.
path do you want? I mean, I don't think I want the path where parents are being investigated for trying to find out what their kids are learning in
Right?
school. So that's not really a good path. I don't know.
Well, I particularly like the idea of branding patriots as ultra MAGA and patriot and Trump as the MAGA king because I know for sure which path I'm going to want to take.
Yeah, or deplorables. I'm okay with that, I guess. Whatever.
So Kia says, wow, never say never connects to DJT MAGA Kingness. And Patriots Revenge says, we are super ultra dark MAGA. Don't know exactly what that means.
Hey, I don't know.
Ha ha ha, love your image, Trump image, bro. Gunner's wife is lovely and charming as always. A longtime
Oh,
follower, you too can.
thank you so much. I definitely prefer behind the scenes, but here we are together. Thank you guys for being here. I would never do this without you.
Well, so now that Biden's trying to brand Trump as ultra MAGA, as it's like a bad thing, and then he's calling him the MAGA king, which is probably the biggest mistake he could from a messaging standpoint. He's also preparing potentially to be impeached, depending on how all the results of these elections shake out. So we have some interesting reporting from Sky News Australia that we're going to roll over to and we're going to take a look at. If you're ready to look at that, Gunner's wife.
Yeah, I just want to say who do you guys think had their talking to with Joe? Like how much trouble do you think he got in after he made those gaffes? Because they already don't want him talking. So do you think, was it Barry? Was it is is the queen still with us? You know, did her spirit scold him from the beyond? Like how much trouble do you think that Joe got in for that comment? Because it like took fire.
Okay, before we roll over to the next clip, I would like to say thank you to everybody who's here. We have 300 concurrent viewers, only a few minutes in. That is fantastic. Hey, everybody, if you are not a subscriber, or excuse me, not a follower, go ahead and if you like what you see here, follow or subscribe to the Gunner's Wife, and then make sure your notifications are turned on. We're still hearing that a lot of people aren't getting notifications, and also also, go ahead and share it out. Share it out. Let's see if we can get it up to. You all right over there, Gunner's
Yeah,
wife?
Lala HK said that apparently Biden bragged that that was all his own idea.
Oh, really?
I bet they love that too. They're just like, just stop, Joe.
300 people and only 63 likes. Come on, people, says Breeby. Yeah, let's. What do you say? Smash that like button. As a reminder for everybody, if you have a chat specifically for the Gunner's wife or a question, shoot it in the super chat and we will get it up and she will answer your question. So we'll get the next video loaded up about Sky News Australia. Bear with me. Gunner's wife, if you want to work any of those chat questions.
Sure. I love the chats. DB Rock says that beard looks like a raccoon's coat. LOL. Well, no raccoons were harmed in this production,
No, this
guys.
this beard is a very special beard texture that took a long time to make.
Did it?
Yeah, a lot of virtual raccoons gave their life to make this beard.
Ew. Let's see. DB Rock smashed something. Hopefully just the like button.
Oh, interesting. From Wendy McClinton, Joe's right ear's attached and the left one isn't. That's weird.
That all that stuff is like lighting and angle. We went over that with our favorite mobile messenger back when we were having to swim through all the disinfo clowns back then. Remember that, guys? That was a blast. Let's see. Several live chats. Jan Skag says Gunner's wife being mentioned in several live chats.
Yeah, get it out there, Jan. Let's draw people
Thank you.
in. This producing this show has been a lot of work for Gunner's wife, and let's get it out so a lot of people can see it.
SV Octopus misses our green buddy. Oh, does anyone miss ID 10T? The original
Okay,
or
let's do this. Let's get a crown in the chat for the MAGA King and an alien emoji in the chat for ID 10T. We'll see what we get.
Oh, for alien version for future ID10T? Okay, let's roll the clip. I'll sit on chats all day. If you're ready, let's roll.
Let's roll the clip.
President Joe Biden's legal team is preparing to defend against the possibility of impeachment if Republicans gain a majority in Congress after midterm elections. Let's go to Joe Siracusa now. He is the political analyst and professor at Curtin University. Joe, good morning to you. So why do you expect this to happen?
Good morning, Pete. Well, because all the analysts in America, pundits, are picking a landslide at the midterm elections in November. They see the Republicans taking both the House and the Senate, which will give them oversight investigation and subpoenas, subpoena ability, and of course, President Biden knows they're coming for him, and they're going after him, the kid. They're going to go after his
On what
performance.
grounds, Joe?
Well, they're going to go after incompetence, particularly. They're going to start with the departure from Kabul in Afghanistan, and they're going to go to the southern border, and they're going to look at his breaches or things that he said he did during the pandemic, including extending the moratorium on evictions and that kind of thing. And they're going to go after his kid, of course, who's probably got all kinds of things that he wants to keep away from people. And they're going to make it very clear that it's payback time. The only thing, Pete, that might save the president is the fact that they like Kamala Harris less than he does. So, that's his only protection. But there's no doubt about it that impeaching the president has now become the new blood sport in America. And I think Biden knows it's coming. He hired a very expensive fellow. He's going to be called special counsel, and his only job is to keep President Biden out of jail.
Yeah, I mean, like you said there, now a buzzword. It used to be rare as hen's teeth, but I guess Donald Trump's impeachment has changed the game here, and now it'll just be a regular thing.
Yes, it will. As soon as you get about 218 votes in the House of Representatives, you can order impeachment on anybody,
regardless of whether they're successful or not.
And Pete, they might even go back after Hillary Clinton, since you could do these things after they've left office now. So there's all kinds of things. I think the other thing, too, is that's going to make this very attractive to the Republicans. By November, I believe that the Ukraine war will have lost its novelty. People will stop going over there, etc. We're going to be into an artillery stalemate over there. And I think.
All right. So it basically kind of drones on. All right, Gunner's wife, we got a couple.
Did you guys notice the books behind him, whose face that is? And the way this guy is talking, I love it. It's so bold, and he's discussing perhaps they even go back after Hillary. All these precedents that got set during Donald Trump when they were trying to go after him during his last four-year term, they've kind of opened themselves up to it now. So what will they do for the midterms, and why now we're throwing around words like indictments and impeachment, and what was the third I, MAGA King?
It was indictment, impeachment,
investigations.
So I think it's really interesting that while they were going after Trump for constantly for bogus charges or theories, there are some really legitimate questions about the laptop that doesn't exist and some other business holdings that might actually get President Biden in some big trouble. Let's back up a little bit. Let's give a big shout out to Constance Schuster, Shanction27, and Sherry Bishop, who subscribed to your channel. And a big shout out to Maureen Barone with a $10 super chat saying, "Love you, Gunner's wife and ID10T, but I don't like the mustache."
Thank you, Maureen, and thank you, Constance, Sherry, and then I missed the third person. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being here. We look forward to your participation in the chat.
And we put the live poll out. It's a resounding 80% for the MAGA King and 20% for the alien.
Yes, we have a good thing going this time. Mr. Ultra MAGA King. So yeah, I like the three eyes. I like talking about indictments, impeachments, and investigations. And in fact, we're going to cover some investigation type stuff later when we finally arrive at the Bush funeral clips that I have prepared for you. So we will eventually get there. But in the meantime, we're kind of doing the Return of the MAGA King thing. Uh, what else do you have for us, Mr. MAGA King?
Well, what I wanted to do is, I think, kind of to go off of what we did last episode, I put together a little clip of Melania Trump, and she's it's the same interview where she says never say never. She's talking about her experience as being the first lady, and then there's some questions about why she was never on the cover of Vogue, which is like preposterous considering who she is. And then has anybody heard of a show called The View? Right? So there's these ladies who are just very rude to Melania. And anyway, I want to run this clip and get your reaction, Gunner's wife, and get the audience's reaction to this clip of Melania Trump.
Oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm ready to watch the ladies on The View. Ugh, okay, let's do it. Ugh,
All right, we're gonna roll this here in just a second.
gonna bite the bullet on this one.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do it for your country, Gunner's wife. Let's put the volume up on this.
That's the goodbye where he said we'll be back.
Did he?
Oh yeah, they said they'll be back.
All right.
First Lady was my greatest honor. Thank you for your love and your support.
I like Washington, D.C. I know it operates completely different than any other city, but I really like it there, and I enjoyed living in the White House. To be First Lady of the United States was my greatest honor. I think we achieved a lot in the 4 years of Trump administration. I enjoyed taking care of the White House. It was my home for a while. I understood it is people's house. It was a privilege to live there.
And maybe it'll be your home again?
Never say never.
Never say never. Take Vogue, for example. 5 months into Joe Biden's presidency, Joe Biden's on the cover. Kamala Harris is on the cover before she's even sworn in. Hillary Clinton was on the cover.
Hold on. Let's just, I'm just going to pause it here for just 1 second. How can anybody look at Kamala Harris and think that it's just like wearing gym shoes? She's like wearing a work gym shoes and like I just can't even. I'm going to let it run.
Okay, I have a confession to make. When I see magazines like this and I see certain books and stuff, I flip them over or turn them upside down on the rack, and then I watch like the employees come run over and fix it. I always do that.
That is awesome. We're going to run the rest of this.
Lady, Michelle was on the cover 3 times. Yet, with your business background and your fashion background and your beauty, never on the cover of Vogue. Why the double standard?
They're biased, and they have likes and dislikes, and it's so obvious. And I think American people and everyone see it.
I don't know if they would have sold as many magazines if they had the First Lady, Melania Trump, on the magazine, the First Lady to a very unpopular president.
I mean, what an absolutely intolerable woman that lady is on The View. I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat talking about how terrible. Oh, looks like we've got breaking news. The ID10T alien has gained 2% in the poll. He's coming back. So anyway, my theory, okay, and it ties back to the teachings of the Bible, is jealousy being probably one of the most dangerous and one of the strongest emotions. And Proverbs 27:4 says, anger is cruel and wrath is like a flood, but jealousy is even more dangerous. And I have a feeling that a lot of what is driving these people is this like deep-seated resentment and jealousy of people who are competent, successful, and beautiful. Over to you, Gunner's wife.
There's no doubt that Melania Trump is probably, well, she is my favorite first lady. She's so beautiful. But it's that, what do they call that? The Streisand effect, where they can try to ignore her. I mean, how much did the media go out of their way to shun her in the face of the most obvious thing is that she is kind, graceful, very fashion, um, like pleasing, classic style that she has. It's very timeless. She's just so elegant and beautiful and just so sweet and amazing. And so I think that because they tried so hard to ignore her, all it did is make her more appealing. And she knows it. We all know it. She's so beautiful.
Yeah, the chat is loving it. I don't know if you had a chance to see Lone Wolf's comment, but I am going
Mm-mm.
to have to pin it because it was absolutely hilarious if I can find it. But
Oh,
the chat thinks that Melania is there. It is. I'm pinning that comment.
so smart. She is so smart.
Oh wait, I can't figure out how to do it. They think she's there. It is. Pin the comment.
And
All right.
she's a great mom with Barron. Like, I really like that clip on the balcony where she was like, "You should be wearing your glasses," and he like puts them on all fast.
Moms know best. Hey, quick update, Gunner's wife. You've hit the 500 concurrent viewers mark. Good job,
Awesome.
everybody, for getting it out there. We need to push it to 600, and then we will be mission accomplished for the day.
So glad that you all are here with us.
So that is the ID10T report on Melania, Gunner's wife. I'm going to take a couple questions from the chat while I get our next sequence ready to go.
Okay. Um, we got some clowns in the chat, guys, but I'm sure that you know that. Diane, she'll go after some clowns. Good job, Diane. I noticed from last week you were right. So I sometimes I don't see like some of my people in the chat, and I'm like so excited when I go back. And I saw Lynn Poen last week and love Lynn. Just so many wonderful people. The zoo, she was here. Um, you guys are so great, and as I get to know you, I'll be so excited, you know, as we move forward in this show. It's still kind of brand new. It's a little wobbly still, but we're going to get this thing streamlined. And I'm so happy that all of you are here. I look forward to working out this information and discussing it and coming to some kind of understanding of just the crazy times that we're in with all of these obstacles that are thrown at us. We're like fighting shadows all the time.
It really is a battle of good versus evil. And just a reminder, Gunner's wife, you can actually make people mods in live time if you think you need somebody to help you keep the clowns out of the chat. So you say the word and we can make it happen.
Yeah, you know, it's an ever evolving sort of uh thing that we get to deal with. It's just comes with the territory. I mean, remember the trolls and the clowns constantly attacking Trump social media? Like, remember the top comments were always those same guys or something, and it was like the more people looked into it, they're like, wait, uh, Twitter's doing that. They were actually artificially trolling, like boosting professional trolls on Trump that were always his top few comments were just troll attacks. So, you know, we get our fair share of clowns, disinfo groups. Um, but once you see these groups, like the intelligence groups that are circling Bush's casket later, you'll see where their heads at is not um where normal good people's heads are at. Like, these people are truly sickos. And this is what we're up against. They're working in little cubicles at, you know, in a lot of the media companies, the tech, the intelligence, because they are on the side that, like, Prince Andrew was on, and he let the side down. That's the side they're on. I'm not on that side. So they're doing their little quiet attacks and, you know, pushing out the clowns constantly on all of us and the sensors and the AI and you know the deal.
So I'm gonna grab a hold, and I'm gonna give a big shout out to Christina Love with a $5 super chat. Also,
Thank you.
you have a few people saying they would be honored to be one of your mods. Also, uh,
Cool.
Menacing Muskrat says you have an amazing channel. Thank yous. And then she said
Thank
there
you.
are people who are saying that you look beautiful today,
Ooh,
Gunners. Oh, you look so
thank you
pretty tonight,
so
Gunner's wife.
much.
Says April
Thank you
W.
so much. Thank you, everyone. Yes, no jealous haters here. We love Melania. We love all of the ladies that join us and all the guys too. We're just, I don't know, Patriots just look better, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Bella says I saw a clip today of a woman in China with hundreds of phones in front of her being a bot and putting out lies. Yeah, that supports exactly what you were just saying, Gunner's wife.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of sad though. But yeah, people are super crazy.
And T says you're definitely glowing, and Diane Care says Patriots are hot. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on. I'm gonna get reorganized here. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna transition over, and we're gonna talk about. You've prepared a lot of stuff for us, Gunner's wife, about the
Guys,
funeral.
the whole are we like halfway? The whole second half is going to be Bush funeral. We're going to dive back into it because I ditched that whole scene after that fake note for, I mean, I wasn't even going to, I don't know if I was ever going to go back. So thanks to ID10T slash future ID10T slash Ultra MAGA King, we're slowly revisiting some of the older stuff that got put on the back burner. Because at those times I was going through relentless, clown attacks and disinfo and just crazy stuff. So we're going to go back. And as I started looking at a lot of the clips, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's just endless jackpot material that just paints the whole story. And there's stuff going on that when I come across it, I'm even surprised. I'm like, oh my gosh, I never saw that before. Because there was a bunch of stuff that I did see, but I also caught some new stuff. So we're going to dive back into the Bush funeral. It's the amount of stuff to find is endless, I'm telling you, but it's going to paint the bigger picture for where we're at now. So exciting times to go back and then to see what's coming our way in the future. It's very exciting.
All right. Well, I'm seeing a lot of returning viewers here. We're going to get this next video queued up, which I probably should have done while you were saying that, but I was looking at the chat.
Yes, they are mesmerizing over here.
You have
Hilarious.
absolutely, Gunner's wife, the coolest fans,
I
period.
know. They
Thousand.
are.
End of story. And they are super cool. So we're going to get this sucker going right now, folks.
They're fans of the truth. I don't think they're fans of me.
All right, Gunner's wife's prepared this clip for us. So I'm going to roll it and we're going to talk about it.
Points of light.
Durham has the proof during filming to combat the lies of MSM, though at some point the CIA is going to be known for lying. CIA had to make him look innocent. NSA's using psychological attack as they're collecting children.
Thousand points of light.
Look at the veracity of American censoring. They're screwing around with everybody's social media in the United States. The central idea is to trump the citizens, steer our kids to snaking instead of God. From cradle to grave, there's a total war on children's eternity. And there's hangings and guillotines.
1,000 points of light.
Well, there it is, Gunner's Wife. We're going to pause there on this guy laughing, and we're going to turn it over to you to take it away.
So that was a couple that I had spotted in the crowd during the Lies in State portion of the funeral, where I told you guys, like, I used to watch the footage and it was shocking. All the weirdos that would circle around that casket, like it definitely a ritual. We've caught Neil admitting that the funeral is a ritual. And then I've caught just endless amounts of the Bullockers and the Snakeanism chants, and I call them Goosefarians now because I'm not going to say the words that their dark lord loves to hear because he's so vain and into himself, right? So we have our little funny code words that we use for these people here. But they're everywhere. They're circling around that casket, and then you see this couple, and like we were just talking about, they're beautiful, they're glowing, they're good guys, and you could just see the difference from just that little creepy lady that walks up behind them. She's like yellow or something. Her skin looks green or something. And she looks kind of sickly or something, but these two, they're glowing and they're like very concerned about what's going on. And then they're talking about Durham filming. And we know that all the films production is going on at this funeral, all aspects of it. So they're always collecting data on everybody. And I think that the Durham investigation, there was something starting up back then.
Well, thank you for sharing that. There's definitely something going on, and I saw in the chat it was going by a little fast. They're saying no one can run or no one can hide from the Gunner's Wife. Her abilities or perception are remarkable. I would like to back up and say thank you to Lynn M with a $9.99 super chat.
Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you to Karen Ford with a $19.99 super chat.
Thank you, Karen.
And thank you to S. Morgan with a $19.99 super chat. Thank you so much for that support, folks.
Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you, S. Morgan.
And I would also like to say, you've broken the 600 concurrent viewers. That is remarkable.
Awesome.
Good job, everybody, for getting it shared out. Also, the alien is climbing in the poll. He's up to 27%. If we could get him to 50%, he's coming back.
It's ridiculous.
So don't forget to answer the poll, folks. All right, Gunner's Wife, you got more clips queued up for us, so I'm going to get the next one going.
You guys are going to like this one.
So can you address a couple of the chat questions or comments while I get this going?
Absolutely. Nothing can stop what is coming. Nothing, says Lone Wolf. Hope says Durham. 5-5. Can we get 615 likes, says Christina Love. I like how you wrote your name, Christina. That's super cool. Do not fear. Hit the like button. Amazing work. There are fake ballots in there. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Gotta be careful what I read. I'm sure you were talking about the poll about ID10T, though.
Yeah. Uh-oh, the aliens lost a percentage. A big shout out to Doug Harding with the $7.77 super chat. It's about to come in. Thank you very much. All right, Gunner's Wife, I got the next video. When you are ready, we'll roll it.
Okay. Wow. Doug Harding, 777. Thank you, Doug. I also just want to say Diane Kerr, she is tested and approved. This woman is like a warrior. I'm telling you, I love Diane Kerr. She's good to go, guys. She's 5'5".
Okay, so maybe she's your top contender to be a moderator.
She's got stuff to do. All right, let's do the next clip.
All right, I'm gonna hit play right now.
You can drop into those people who want.
So I guess Trump wants a special counsel. What kind of victim wants to keep in a family that rapes its own children?
Something with your sins. Your sorrow and pain and mourning. Your sighing and life.
Spirits be on you and remain with you in this world in which we live.
He's not dead. The tricky dick's on a British island. Camera surveil that. Watch how visibly angry the general gets. Camera surveil that. Now watch how funny Laura thinks it is. He's not dead. The tricky dick's on a British island. Camera surveil that. Now watch George give Neil the inside joke nod. Well, we are dealing with the British government who okayed his port there. So that's where George was hidden. He's not dead. The tricky dick's on a British island.
Wow, Gunner's wife, I'm constantly impressed by your perceptive abilities. Over to you.
So after their wreath ceremony, the Bush clan files out of the Rotunda building and they're laughing hysterically. Everything's so funny. And they're it's like they couldn't even fake being sad, right? Because there's more going on, right? They know the secret. They're in on it. So they're laughing, having the time of their lives, coming out. Everything's so funny. And we see W off to the side, and he's got his Secret Service guy behind him who's I see with him everywhere. I see that guy. And we see someone saying talking to W off screen, and you can see the silhouette. It looks like either a military hat or it's a police officer hat. And George Bush is like scoffing, like, oh, so I guess Trump wants a special counsel. And then they're talking about somebody in that family who, if they were such a victim in the Bush family, if they were such a victim, why would they want to stay in a family if they're such a victim, a family that rapes their own children? So you've got something going on there that's being discussed in the back, and then you clearly hear the person with the military hat silhouette say to him, Now, it could have been one of his lawyers that we don't see the shadow of that says, um, then you shouldn't be rating the kids. So, whatever, you know, system that the Bush family operates under within their family structure, apparently there's a victim that doesn't like it. And so we know that there's some special counsel talk, and then there's also you shouldn't be, then I guess you shouldn't be doing that. Now, I think he says it kind of in a mocking way. So I really do think that a lot of these people think that they're above the law. I mean, clearly we see that. But these are very interesting, insightful conversations, and there's much more actually.
Yeah, we have a lot more to get to. I just want to say congratulations, team. We've got to 700 concurrent viewers. Good job. Also,
Nice.
interesting comment from Fee says, I thought you were at first a deep state weirdo that was acting like a woman, but I've come to realize you are a true patriot. Thank you for what you do. You were mentioned. Hashtag
What?
truth.
Are they talking about me?
Yeah, and Fee with the 1999 super chat. Thank you so much, Fee.
Thank you. So apparently the old 41 is a tricky dick on a British island. Now, how many British islands are there? So here's the thing. I'm not the biggest geography expert. So how many, like, are we talking about Commonwealth? Are we talking about former uh subjects of Queen O Lizard Breath, like countries? And because she likes to fake like, oh, they've since gained their independence, but it's only after she puts her little like pawns in their government. She's like, okay, pretend you're free now. So I don't, oh, there's some crazy stuff going on with her. But so she allowed him port on a British island. It's very interesting. So he's so the whole thing's like a ritual, huh? And we know that he likes to do we knew that 41 liked to do the stories like, oh, my 94th birthday, I skydived, and then all the news will just splatter it all over like it happened, and you're like, I doubt that happened. Where's the footage? So I don't know. He's they like to make up fantastical stories with 41. I don't know what's true with that guy. I don't think much of it is.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and thank you for that, Gunner's Wife. We're going to roll the next clip and then you can discuss so we can keep things on track. Thank you, everybody in the chat who's putting the super nice comments about how much you love Gunner's Wife show. It's there's nothing else like it. So make sure that you have your notifications turned on so when she goes live, you know she's live. I'm going to go ahead and run this clip if you're
Well,
ready,
let
Gunner.
me let me just say on this right here, because these are more people that are circling this casket. She's one of the Bullockers, this lady. So she does the thing where she acts like she's chewing her mouth, like she's like she's I don't know, she's like trying to contain the word, it's trying to get out. And so she tries to muffle her mouth, and then she turns her head to nobody and she like blurts it out because you'll see. Watch.
Oh, and I do want to clarify for one of the people in the chat, Gunner's Wife is saying rate, Rate. That's what she's saying.
Rate. It's a rate system.
And Cheeto Barrerio, I responded to I mentioned you with a link that you asked for. Go ahead and roll this clip.
Bullock! We're Luciferians.
There we have it, folks. The latest clip from Gunner's wife.
Those crowds are, I'm telling you, you guys got to go back and watch these people. You can spot them a mile away. And apparently, these are the DC staffers, the intelligence groups, the NSA, all these employees. You'll often see their badge hanging. They come around this casket like, oh my gosh, dude, it's the swamp.
The swamp is thick and it's filled with many, many creatures. Gunner's wife. I really
For
appreciate,
real.
I think if you're in the chat, you probably know that it takes hours of the Gunner's wife using her special talents and abilities to extract this information. She is always watching. So we have another clip that you've prepared for us. I will get it going. If you can take a look at the chat real quick. Uh-oh. Mary with a 1999 super chat saying, God will have the last laugh, with some praying emojis. Mary.
Yes. Mary, where have you been? I've missed you, girl. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much.
Okay, we have this next video ready. I will get the volume.
Ooh, this
volume
is
set.
a mega. Let me see.
Do you want to set it up before we hit play?
Let me think about this. So we know that there was questions whether 41 was in the box. Do you remember those conversations? Or super ultra mega king. Would it be terrible on you if we flip it and do the doctor clip
No, not at all.
first, and then we'll save the Joe Manchin for last because Joe Manchin's big in the news this week.
Circle.
And it's interesting.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, as soon as you're ready. Okay, folks, we've got a nice long clip the Gunner's wife put together this week, and we're going to go ahead and roll it. And while this clip's rolling,
Is it long?
I think so. It says 3 minutes. Nice.
Is it 3 minutes?
I think so. Well, you let me know if you want me to
Okay.
pause it or short
Okay.
end it early.
Let's see what it is because we've seen this before.
Behind these stiffs, we see a woman looking puzzled. From the aerial shot, you see that there's not very many politicians in there yet, but there's enough to have raised a question for her, and you'll see her here talking to this man. What it sounds like is somebody else except over there has passed away. Yes, ma'am. Look at her reaction. He's faking it. He's not even in it. These people are so stupid. I said to someone, who's in the box? George Bush Sr. is gone missing. Now watch how clever our girl is. Already curious about what's going on, she watches these guys, and as soon as this guy looks back at her, she's already looked away. Let's see this again. He seems to feel her focus, but as soon as he looks up, watch her roll her focus right off him. Let's watch again. You're surrounded by the Church of Satan. So let's set this scene up. This scene is pretty funny. This guy is standing in here when these people walk in, And then this usher back here must know this guy's spiel because as soon as the guy says it, this is what the usher does. Okay, thank you. Then I'll show you everybody's reaction to the guy. It's crazy. Okay, thank you. We'll go down the line of reaction. This guy tries to move over, but he bumps into his friend. The creeper closes the gap. And then he has to explain to his friend what the guy has said. Okay, thank you. Oh, okay. He has to say it. I told you that we're surrounded by the snakes. They lie. He's listening to us. He's listening. This just pisses off our god.
Okay, so that guy says that they're surrounded by the Church of Snaken. So it's not really like it's a secret. These people, these are government officials. They're basically worshiping this thing and this evil, right? And then someone made a comment. I'm sorry, I've lost your name on here. But someone had said that that mother that we had seen in the previous clip who turned her head and did the bullock, she was holding her kids really tight. I don't think that they're I think that it's not to protect them. There's some shady, sinister stuff going on with the families that we see circling the casket. If you go back, look at some of the moms and the dads um, kind of uh, coaching, their little ones about what they're seeing in the middle of the room with the casket. It's it's not what you would a normal person would think that it is. It is it is very bad what's going on in that room. So like I said, we see that this I mean, they're not even hiding. This is the Church of Snake and circle around this casket. We know that 41 did the skull and bone stuff, and like caskets are a big part of that and their little rituals and stuff. So it's just very interesting. And the whole question, even back then, this was like a couple years ago, was he in the box? Who's in the box? Like even the military were catching on to it, like, wait, what's going on? We're reporting this. So there's more going on. Is it a sting? Is it a um I'd be curious to know how many people after this surveilling footage and investigation footage got talked to or looked into or things like that, because there was a lot going on during this funeral, like crazy stuff, like moves and counter moves and traps and investigations and footage and surveillance, all kinds of stuff.
They certainly are very careless, aren't they? Um, Jennifer Clement says, "Love your videos. Thanks for showing people these swamp creatures. I'm from DC, and I've known about this my whole life. Thank you, thank you. It's time to wake up, everyone. Thank you so much
Wow.
for what you're doing." There are, let's see, the flag on the casket doesn't look pristine. Yeah, a few people have pointed that out. Um, hey, I just want to let you know, Gunner's wife, you have surpassed the 800 viewer mark. So thank you, everybody, for
Oh,
getting it shared
wow.
out. Is it possible to
It's
hit
a
1,000?
party.
Can we hit 1,000, folks? I don't know. Maybe.
Welcome everyone. Yeah, the funeral is juicy stuff and we're just getting our little toe wet. Like there's so much stuff. And unfortunately this week I was away. So I lost so much work time even though I had a ton of stuff already prepared. So now though this week I'm kind of excited to get back in because there's so I spoiler alert, I kind of know I know stuff that I want to take you to get to know. So I'm excited to show you everything to get us all up to speed to where I'm at. Cause where I'm at is, man, I'm like a lot of you guys, you already know what's going on, but it's super bad.
Okay, before we transition over, a big shout out to Pins and Kylan with the 94-cent super chat or $1.49 New Zealand and the unicorn emoji. Thank you so much. And then another shout out to James Anthony saying 1999 super chat saying never stop doing what you're doing. The
Oh,
world
thank
needs to
you.
see the reality and how insane it is that we've been so distracted. We are awakening. Thank you for
Thank
all.
you.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
I'm gonna count on you guys because you know the landmines that I get to dodge and kind of dance around. So the communication of the decoding and stuff are really falls on your guys' shoulders to say, just come out and say it because you know my limitations here, but I do the best that I can. Thank you.
and then one last comment before we roll the clip because we got a lot to do. It says, "Dear Gunny and the Gunner's wife, you two as a team are very inspirational. Both of you literally had the balls to do something that would make a difference, and it inspires people to do the same. Thumbs up."
Well, the Great MAGA King is not Gunny or whatever. They're not. It's not the same person. So just so you know, we'll just clarify that.
All right, I'm gonna roll this video.
But thank you for that comment. I get what you're saying.
Think that George might have faked his death rather than let Christians know that there's reptilians.
Watch her eyeball.
Over to you, Gunner's wife.
Now there's more on Mansion. I got a whole lip read clip um about on him, and it's interesting now that he's sort of the holding the line. Sorry, I'm having a wardrobe malfunction. He's holding the line on some things this week, which are very important. But you'll start to see, like, if we look back at this show just today, this episode, and the running biblical theme of demons versus humans, mankind versus serpents and devils, you you start to see that what we are up against is people are drawing sides. What side are you on? It's like President Joe when he says America's got a choice. Which side are you on? What direction do you want to go in? You want you want to be a point of light for the new world order, or you want to be, you know, ultra MAGA. They're not making this easy. I mean they are making it easy. But I'm saying, like, there's not a whole lot of nuance or gray area anymore. You're just basically everyone's picking a side. Good, evil, whatever you want to call it, MAGA, ultra MAGA, whatever they're saying. We're all picking sides, and we're starting to see that, yeah, this is there's some very serious sinister stuff. You've got people worshiping evil, that are the embodiments of walking evil. It's a choice that they've made. And then you've got people that are fighting on the good side. So, I mean, it's so super crazy.
Well, thank you for that insight, Gunner's wife. We are going to roll over to, okay, so we've basically got through all the clips you've prepared for us, but we do have a few images you wanted to show us and talk about, right? So let's bounce over to that. We're going to go to the space image viewing station. Is everybody ready? Are you ready, Gunner's wife?
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're doing, but go ahead.
We're going here. we're going to go to the space scene, and we're going to look at a few images that you had prepared for us. So the first thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Boom.
Yes, that's one of my favorite memes.
So it's a
Or
little bit of a
image.
meme review. Trump in space. Really digging this background you made, Gunner's Wife. It's very cool. The next image we're going to look at is, can you tell me about this? I have no idea what this is.
I think the people in the chat will know about this. This was another one of those, just like Baron Trump's time travel book, it popped into our existence. It's like, wasn't this on some kind of hieroglyph or some wall of ancient art where they were like, wait a minute, that's a train, and it says 45 and Trump. It's kind of crazy. Like, where is this from, you guys? Isn't this like some kind of ancient image or something? Or was that a hoax?
Yeah,
I hope I'm not falling for a hoax.
It says 45 and then maybe 99, and then I don't know. I mean, it looks like a train. It also could be like a spaceship or something. No, it's definitely, or I don't know. Maybe a time machine. It's really cool. Whatever it is.
Yeah, and then Lone Wolf, he says this almost every episode, is that lizards make good belts and boots. And thank you, Lone Wolf. That's we're a big fashion episode this week.
It was in the book to, I believe, The Last President. It's in the pyramids, and it's no hoax. So this is in the pyramids, and it's no hoax, says somebody there.
That's what I thought. Someone had said it was in the pyramids, but I have not gone back, guys, I have not seen with my own eyes on the Egyptian pyramid wall that this image is there. So I cannot vouch for it 100%, but this one alone is kind of cool. It reminds me of that Baron Trump's A Time Traveler book.
Okay, before we transition, you had a picture of the note. Do you want to talk about the Magi at all, or are you good to keep going? Save that for later.
Well, where are we at in our timeline right now?
We are complete. We are at over an hour. So.
Okay. So I can debunk the fake note. It's gonna piss some diehards off because people are clinging to that note like it's their teddy bear from when they were 3. So it's time to let go of that fake note. So I'll be happy to forensically debunk that thing if anyone wants me to, or if we're past it and we're bored with that, I don't even really want to give it life. So that's kind of up to you guys. Do you guys want me to debunk that fake note, or do we get it that it was fake? Let's read some chats for a second. Time goes fast.
All right, so the time is now over to you, Gunner's Wife. You are driving the show from here on out.
Yes, debunk the note, says Bama Boy 74. Debunk! All right, let's debunk this crap. Okay, guys, this is the garbage image right here. So right here, let's go through. I'm gonna try to get my pointer. The green screen cuts me off. My wardrobe is malfunctioning. Okay, goodness gracious. Okay, so the finger, I'm trying to find the limits of the finger here. Okay, check it out. Ooh, I got a good reach. So I put 100% fake news over it because the last thing I want people to do is be like, oh, Gunner's Wife said it's legit, look, and show some fake screenshot of me with this stupid note behind me. So someone made this note up a while back. You can see under the part where I said fake news, the red, under my red thing, you'll see this giant font that looks like a typewriter. And basically they're presenting that this note somehow came from George H.W. Bush, and it's signed by George in a signature that's way smaller than the typewriter font. So okay, we'll try to play stupid here. So okay, so a signature is smaller than a typewriter font. Got it. And then you look where it says they know everything. I'm sorry. That typewriter font is at least twice, if not 3 times bigger than the one below it. So now I'm trained in a, plug-in typewriter. I know how to line up the paper on the janky little lineup. And I can tell you that on a typewriter, you don't get to pick. I've never seen you get to pick a bigger sized font in the type key versus a smaller size. That's a digital era luxury that we have, is font resizing. Now there's the old fashioned way of using copy machines to do it. I also know how to do that. That's how old I am. So we have these 2 different size typewriter fonts. So they're trying to make you think he typed this, but there's 2 different fonts, and his signature is smaller than the 2 different sized typewriter fonts. And then you have at the top some kind of a letterhead that's super blurry compared to the typewriter.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. This is a waste of my time.
So, like, obviously that's not actual paper. It's a graphic that's supposed to look like paper, and then that font doesn't even look like I think it's Courier New, which is the font that kind of looks like that, but this is definitely very stylized. Right. So, hey, I want to give a big shout out to Tough Emblem, who sent a 19.99 super chat. It just didn't show up on the screen because we were in this view.
Thank you, Tough Emblem.
Yeah.
Now, so as far as this goes, but we already lip read that Trump tells Laura Bush to tell him the note is from me. I can't wait for you to see it. So we've already debunked this garbage. My goodness. It's time to really seriously realize that we are up against super clowns.
All right. Well, let's see. What do we got over there in the chat? Yeah, so Mouth of the South says, so nobody has yet to find out what was in those funeral envelopes. I think the gunner's wife knows. She's been working on that project for a while, so you're going to just have to hang in there.
Well, yeah, we're just now easing back into the Bush funeral, but I'll tell you, with the gigantic disinfo campaigns of garbage like the note I just showed, if that doesn't kill all truth to where people like me who are busting my butt to get truth, and I spend the amount of time that I spend analyzing footage, looking for clues, decoding stuff, the amount of time, and then to have all my work just buried by a fake note. I think that there has to be a level of accountability and responsibility by viewers also, where we've really got to step up our game. And by now, do we not realize how fake disinfo and clowns and a lot of these accounts that buy bots to look popular, do we not get this by now, the damage that they're doing to truth? Like, so if I'm going to get back into this hard work that takes a lot of my time, and there's skills and there's storage and computer and software and all this stuff involved, like I don't like being wasting my time on a fake note, seriously. So we can get to the truth, because I'm ready. I think a lot of people are ready. So we just got to realize that, yeah, there's a lot of fake disinfo going on that we're up against, that we got to battle through and not give it life and spread it around.
Well, I appreciate that perspective. Like Gunner's wife, you're putting a lot of work into being meticulous in your research, and I think that that's what makes you different. I would like to say shout out to JCK Patriot, who just subscribed. Welcome aboard, Patriot. Also,
Welcome.
you're getting a lot of hearts, people. Lisa V appreciates you, and then I would also like to say, Gunner's wife, you look very professional and very put together today. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Love letters from Trump. Lone Wolf. You're hilarious. Yeah, It's so good, guys. It's so good. We're getting back in. We're gonna get back in. We're gonna swim around in that swamp. So you're coming with me. Make sure I don't drown in it.
All right, folks, get any of your last questions into the gunner's wife. She'll look at them and see if anything grabs her attention. Also, congratulations, everybody. You pushed us to 855 concurrent viewers. Oh, 858.
Incredible.
Will we make the 900
Wow.
mark?
Wow. Yeah, I wish I had more to talk about with a lot of the Hillary stuff going on. And they're saying now I read that the famous laptop ties back to Prince Andrew. And, did you guys notice the that Diamond Jubilee that was produced this past week or two with O Lizard Breath, and how she mysteriously couldn't show up to a lot of it, and that it was like all a lot of pre-recorded stuff. I don't know. So is she still here? She might be straddling both realms. She might still be here and maybe, you know, next to snaking on a throne, like she's on a porcelain throne.
All right. A big shout out to Fee with the 1999 super chat. He has a comment. I will read it.
Thank you.
Says there is a movie that's called Where is Johnny? I am from Iowa. I tried to call Noreen Gosh. This was years ago and she never answered. Johnny was abducted and became an abductor. Hashtag George Bush administration. Thanks for sharing that information, Fee. I have not heard of that. And also thank you very much for your generous super chat. That goes a long way to help the gunner's wife with what she needs to get done.
Very interesting. Yeah, we know that the swamp, they're all on this inside knowledge. It does make you wonder how is it something so obvious? Like the thing they did to Melania Trump with the magazine covers and fashion and all that. How how is it so obvious that things are getting ignored, but we know that they're going on? Like, why is it such a surprise with these Bullock statues that are popping up around America and the Church of Snake and like emerging to say that they want to be involved in kids after school activities with the school boards? Like, are we seriously still not talking about this? Are we seriously still not talking about, like, where's the Congress members? Where's that Margarine Green? Is she going to admit that all these people are snakenists? She's there. Doesn't she see it? Doesn't she know? Is she not allowed to talk about it? Like, I know the reptilians are top secretive, but are the snakenists too? Which they're kind of it's kind of all in the same swamp puddle. But no one's still talking about it, huh? Must be a massive sting operation going on, right?
Yeah, so Bama Boy is saying, why are we ignoring it? It's all in our face. So that's exactly what they're saying.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously. Well, we're not ignoring it here, so we'll just have to keep at it.
We're going to keep going and we're going to navigate the very dangerous minefield of the way that media works and appreciate all of you, your understanding in the way that the gunner's wife has done this. And she's still around. She's still going strong.
We are still going strong. It does feel like the tide is turning, though. I will say that there's some things that I'm actually starting to get excited about again. So we'll see what happens with the midterms. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I have the most killer lip reads, conversations, all from the Bush funeral. You guys stay tuned, be here with me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for contributing in all ways. You guys are the greatest.
Okay, and with that, I think it's time for us to end the stream. Are you good with that, Gunner's wife?
Yeah, we will get, yes, I'll just say we're going to get to that note. So I'm not just going to tell you what's in the note and then you either believe me or you don't based on kind of like that's what happened with that fake note. That's not how I operate. I show you how to see. You are going to decide for yourself what you see, whether you believe something that someone tells you, whether you believe what someone shows you. I'm going to show you what I've got. I'm going to give it to you. You either believe me or you don't. But what the thing about me, when I tell you something, I'll let you know how I got there and I'll show you so that my proofs are, I'd say, pretty solid, indisputable evidence. That's what I operate on. And you get to decide for yourself the way that I did. So I'm not just going to tell you what to believe. Or, oh, hey, here's a note that you'll never see. Let me just tell you what's in it and you just believe me. That's what happened with the fake note. We're not doing that.
All right, everybody. So thanks for those final words, Gunner's wife. We're going to go ahead and say goodbye now, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.
We will.